Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again. Now, in case you're wondering why this video is called Part 3, it's because Blue Rush 1992 did a two-parter video on the subject of a certain Dillin Thomas, that is, if you can even find it on YouTube by typing his name. Even though Blue Rush no longer operates on YouTube, I strongly urge you to check those videos out if you haven't watched them already. Tab out, go watch them, then come back. Anyway, Blue Rush's videos really hurt Dillin's channel at the time, and since then, he's been trying to become relevant again. Now, I really did not want to make this video and wanted to take the high road, but after talking with close collaborators like Sega Scourge, Megapi, Augie, and etc., I decided it was necessary for me to make this happen, since Dillin has been manipulating his audience all this time. He's gone as far as to make hate group chats and forum threads about me, and has created other accounts to spy on my Twitter account and everything I post, taking everything I say so literal, when I specifically say on my Twitter, "Don't take my joke tweets seriously." He calls himself Mr. Sonic Content Cop, thinking he's the next iDubbbz, but in reality, he's more like a grade A under A, causing problems with other YouTubers before his channel crashed and burned. The messed up part is I had to decline doing a discussion video with Tails channel and Premi de Remy in order to do this, but I feel it's more important to my own well-being, since Dillin has been trying to sabotage me out of vengeance and other factors. He heavily manipulates his audience of impressionable kids and preteens who were not around during the origins of this drama from years ago. Many of them I recognize as members of the Sonic Forces Defense Squad, and they only know me as that guy who hates Sonic Forces, the Sonic movie, and is an asshole about it. Some of them only know me on Twitter, where I joke a lot and put on the character over there. I mean, you can just read it on my profile. Now listen, I used to be Dillin's friend years ago, but me and others who knew him ended up distancing ourselves from him because of his overall behavior and growing reputation to cause drama. Now, how did this all start? Let's go back all the way to the beginning, when I made the Tails theory. Yeah, that seems to be the root of everything, doesn't it? Anyway, after I made that theory video back in May of 2016, it caused huge waves of drama that would roll on for the next 9 months. During the summer is when things got really bad. Blue Rush, as well as a few old Sonictubers, started the accusation that I was botting subs, that is, paying for fake accounts to subscribe to my channel, when in truth, the Tails theory got so viral, and my Sonic theories in general, that the attention really grew my channel. Long story short, he apologized for making that false accusation, and we made amends, as he explained in his two-part video.
They decided to do a smear campaign on Twitter. People were talking shit left and right, and at the fucking front of it was my good old friend Blue Rush 1992, spreading false sub-botting allegations toward my friend Gamer Guy.
Well guys, since this video was made about 2 months ago, since then, me and Gamer Guy have patched things out. Similar to Dillin Thomas here, I assume things instead of actually having real evidence for my accusations. We're cool now, so quit it.
During that whole Sonic theory drama, everybody was at odds with one another. Almost every single Sonictuber was fighting in some form or fashion, and a lot of things were said in the spur of the moment. This drama got so wild, it spread from Twitter to YouTube, and even to Facebook in some instances. It's weird because that's when I met a lot of new people that would later become my friends like Megapi, Augie, Blue Blur, and etc. I don't need to go into detail on stuff that was said in the Sonictuber community since that was over 2 years ago. All of us have made amends and moved on. I'm even friends with some of them on my Facebook, and many of those people have since left YouTube and moved on to greener pastures. So for Dillin to bring up those old DMs to try and slander me is very low, and pointless to an extent since all of us were at fault. Anyway, during the summer of 2016, Dillin created a group with us called the Sonic Theorists, consisting of him and I, the Sega Scourge, Nicole SPD64, the Sonic Guru, and a couple of others. Now, back when Blue Rush was making those accusations about me, Dillin made a video in response to that. I was in full support of that video and even encouraged him, despite Scourge's girlfriend Nicole being against all the drama. She wanted us to instead talk to him to solve this in a civil manner. Of course, Dillin didn't listen and kept participating in the drama. That's when Nicole left the group. I tried talking her into staying, but she didn't want to be in a group that started drama, and I understood where she was coming from. She herself can testify to this. Anyway, Dillin of course blamed me for encouraging him to make the video attacking Blue Rush, but that was his choice. I was angry, sure, but nobody can force you to make a video. I purposely didn't want to talk about any of that on my channel because I don't like associating my channel with that kind of drama. Eventually, when things got too heated, we all talked to Blue Rush in a private group chat to handle things in a civil manner, which included me, Blue Rush, Husky Z, Dylan, Esmid, and etc. Afterwards, Blue Rush apologized for what he did, and we made amends. But Dylan refused to forgive and forget, saying he was still going to make a second video on Blue Rush. We all pleaded with him not to do it and to let it go, and he kept being stubborn, and he left the group chat. You can see it here on Blue Rush's video as well.
Alright, so Dylan's true motives have finally shown themselves. Dylan's all upset because somehow I managed to break up an entire Sonic Theorist group, something I had no knowledge or information about. Yeah, that really makes sense. That was clearly my true goal this entire time. The worst part is that Dylan legitimately thinks he can blame his previous group breaking up all on one single man and not accepting that most YouTube collab groups never really work out in the end. There are a ton of factors to groups. Some get tired of the group, some get tired of the people, or some just want to end up leaving. You can't blame something completely out of my control on me. Is there any evidence to this? I guess not, since Dylan doesn't want to show any screenshots or messages pointing this to me, so Dylan pulling more shit out of his ass. Haven't seen that before.
The second video was poorly executed, unprofessional, nothing but ad hominem attacks, and showed that Dylan was just angry and emotional. He later regretted doing this as Blue Rush made a two-part video called The End of Dillin Thomas in February 2017. It got a lot of support, including from me and other former members of the Theory group. This made Dylan lose a lot of friends as people started to realize he was just inciting drama for the sake of drama, when this really wasn't his business to begin with. So he ended up deleting the videos he made about Blue Rush. He even said in one of his videos that he should have never made those videos to begin with and should have let us handle things ourselves. Here's a clip.
And I'm gonna say this now, making commentaries was the biggest mistake of my life, because I got mixed up in so much drama, things that I didn't really know how to handle, like so many smaller YouTubers just going at you, and then you feel obligated to answer them, and then when you answer them, it just gets worse. And it's really a nightmare working in the commentary community. Maybe I'm just a pussy, maybe I'm not cut out for it, but I'd like to apologize to Blue Rush. I was in the Sonic the Hedgehog community. Well, not really the Sonic the Hedgehog community. I was in the Sonic Theorist group that my friend had created, and they kept talking about Blue Rush, and they kept talking, saying that he was talking shit on them and saying stuff, saying a bunch of dumb shit. I didn't really care. All I know is that my friends were upset and they wanted something done on it. So, of course, I wanted to help them out, and I offered to make a video on it. And because I'm not really passionate about the subject and I didn't really know who Blue Rush was, I asked them to give me the screenshots, and then I would just put on an angry persona and do a debunk video on him or do an expose video on him, and that's where my Blue Rush is stupid video came in. They gave me the screenshots, and I just did the hit piece. And I really shouldn't have done that. I really shouldn't have done that. Like, I know my friends wanted help, but because I didn't actually know who Blue Rush was, I really should have stayed out of the situation altogether. It wasn't my place to step in. It should have been Gamer Guy or someone else that actually had an issue with him. And when they were talking it out, of course I was reluctant on even being friends with Blue Rush because I thought that he was genuinely hurting my friends. But I just got too invested in it. Like, when things started heating up and people started throwing stuff at each other, I just got too mixed up in it. And I'm really sorry, Blue Rush. I already privated the videos that involved you. You don't have to private the videos that involved me. I just wanted to tell you, even though it was like 2 years ago now, I'm sorry for that. It was really dumb. It was really silly, and I shouldn't have even participated in that to begin with. I shouldn't have been talked into doing that video to begin with. And I just hope that we can move on from that.
Now, this was also around the time that Dylan wanted the Sonic Theorists to do a group theory on Tsunami. In fact, he'd been planning it for months. Each of us were supposed to do our own videos on Tsunami and link to the next Sonic Theorist video. I did one on the video games, and Scourge was going to do one on the Fleetway comics. Ever since Nicole left the group, Scourge was basically stuck in limbo. He kept distancing himself and would not comment in the group chat or join us in convos for weeks. So eventually, he backed out of the group theory and didn't want to be part of it. He was concerned about his image and wanted to press on with developing his channel solo, and I completely understood that, as he cared about his Sonic Theorist series and didn't want to let it dwindle. So I asked him to join me in my video instead, and he agreed. That's why the Tsunami theory I did was a collaboration with Scourge. I was originally going to do the video with my partner Husky Z, but made the last minute decision to combine my theory with Scourge's. I never talked about this, but Scourge can definitely testify to it, because he was already done with the Sonic Theorist group and never really wanted to do the Tsunami group theory. Despite the positive reception and views, the whole production of it was rushed too, and definitely not anywhere near as enjoyable as the theory debate Scourge and I did on Silver the Hedgehog. After that, the group was pretty much at a standstill, and soon after it died out, simply because none of us were really fond of Dillin. Scourge and I even removed segments of our previous theories where we talked about our group because we wanted out, including my friend Husky Z. Now, another issue I want to talk about is the whole trademark thing. When our Sonic Theorist group was new, I brought up the idea of having our series trademarked like MatPat does with Game Theory or The Completionist. Initially, our group was all in favor of it and even donated money so I could purchase trademarking, since it's quite an expensive process. We were all fairly serious about this, so why Dillin's trying to use this against me is completely stupid, since I would even tweet gaming attorneys publicly to ask them about how I should go with trademarking. This is actually how I met Twip, funnily enough, because he commented on why I wanted to trademark Sonic Theory since it sounded silly. This was around the time Sonic Theories got very popular because of me and Scourge, so I would go around and message other small YouTubers who put Sonic Theory as their title, that I was planning on trademarking it, and they would change it to something else. But after the whole drama and fallout of members in the group, I decided it wasn't a good idea, nor a good look, so I canceled the whole excursion. In retrospect, it was kind of stupid, and I'm glad I decided not to go through with it. I think Dan went ahead with trademarking his Bluebird series, but that's his choice and his right. Now, around late last year, a lot of small aspiring Sonictubers would make videos using ideas from others without proper credit. Premi, Dan, and even Scourge sometimes would share their concerns about this with me and would link vids of a small YouTuber who started this practice. They were all annoyed to an extent about this, as well as me, so I took it upon myself to message a particular person responsible and tell him to show proper credit if he uses someone else's idea in the video so blatantly. This is basic skills that you learn in school, and he was totally cool with this and would start crediting us and even mentioning us in his videos. Yes, it's true we didn't create Sonic, but I feel it's right to credit someone whose video idea you base your own one on. I do this all the time, otherwise some viewers will call me out. And rightly so. Of course, Dillin took it to heart, as usual, and started name-calling and harassing me for it. So this is when I finally cut ties and blocked him, because I was sick of his behavior and the drama. This was around the beginning of the year 2018. Ever since then, I haven't said a word to him in months. Until now, that is, when Dillin randomly decided to make several videos about me. Even though he has 22,000 subscribers, his views are pretty low, so he's really desperate for attention and relevancy. The first video he did on me was when he called me out on my video where I said that Aaron Weber announced that Sonic Mania Adventures is not canon to Sonic Mania Plus. At first, I ignored him and didn't want to get involved, especially since this video I made was quite harmless and just me being excited about the possibility of Sonic Forces getting retconned. Because it's bad. Then, he made a second video of me on the video rant I made about the toxic Sonic fanbase. This didn't involve him at all, so I don't know why he felt the need to make an hour-long response video to it. But it was clear to me then that something is wrong with this guy, and he yearns for attention and drama. I decided to speak with him in a private group chat on Twitter with Husky Z and Megapi to see if we can resolve things in a civil manner. But just like what he did with Blue Rush 2 years ago, he resorted to name-calling and left the group chat. He's extremely immature and did this to just egg me into giving him some extra attention, so I promptly returned to blocking him. But I knew that he wouldn't last a month without making another video on me, and I was right, because less than 48 hours later he makes another video accusing me of botting dislikes on his videos. Yeah, another botting accusation. I don't even watch his vids, nor do I want anything to do with this guy, so I don't know what that's all about or where his proof is for that matter. Dislikes actually help your channel, and it gets recommended. Look at my Tails theory. It's still the most popular Sonic video I've ever made on my channel, whether I like it or not, and it's my third most popular video. So why would I help bring you views, Dillin? That seems extremely counterproductive on my end. The truth of the matter is, Dillin can't handle criticism at all and resorts to name calling like cunt, pussy, bitch, and etc. He's a complete joke and a clown, and he craves attention so bad he insinuates drama to rouse people. To make matters worse, he even went as far as creating alternate accounts to spy on my profile and what I write, even though I blocked his Twitter page several months ago. This is a behavior that a lot of people in the Sonic community do, and it's very invasive and annoying, sad and pathetic even. If someone blocks you, that's because they don't want anything to do with you anymore. Respect their decision and leave them alone. I've never had this problem with any other fandom except when it comes to trolls. And it's sad that the Sonic community is made up of a lot of filthy scumbag trolls like this. The Sonictuber community, as of now, is in a greater place than it's ever been in my opinion. I like a lot of the content creators here, and I'm good friends with many of them too, like the Sega Scourge, Premi the Remy, Twip, Sam's Procrastination Station, Knight of the Wind, The K's Blade, Shadow759, Gojira, Evan Mardiculous, and etc. It's a shame I haven't had the time to collaborate much with these people because of my busy life, school, and obligations in real life. The only problem left is the community itself, the fan base, and Dillin Thomas represents that fan base. He represents an old era of toxic, drama-seeking Sonictubers that would make exposed videos, cause drama, incite chaos, and harass people online. Well, I, for one, don't think we should stand for that kind of behavior anymore. Sonic is in a good place right now, and I want to see this fanbase be in a good place too. So we must chastise this behavior and ignore it. And hopefully after this video, Dillin will be a forgotten story. Now this video isn't meant to stir you over to Dillin's page, spouting anger and rage. I actually don't want to give any attention to his videos. I never did, until he decided to obsess over me again. This video is just here to alert and inform you that people like him still do exist out there. But we're smart enough to avoid those people, right? Close the door on them and burn the building down. Anyway, thanks for listening in, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully it won't be something like this again.
I don't want to ever do another video like this, but hopefully my experience can help you guys move on. Thank you guys for watching, and bye.
Something like this did not need to go on the internet. It's not professional and was completely unnecessary, and the only reason that I made these videos is because you decided to start it first. So I'm ending things. Hopefully. Good day.